So this is the bust measurements we'll be working with today, bust 38. So first thing first, you measure 2 centimeter from the back of your, from the edge of your pattern paper. You start from the top right to the bottom, then you give it a straight ruling. Straight ruling from top to down. So, and you're going to label it CB. That's going to be your center back. So next thing is you're going to measure 3.5 centimeter. That's your neck depth right from the top of your pattern. You measure 3.5 centimeter, then you give it a straight ruling. So next thing is your neck wideness, your back neck wideness 7.5. You measure 7.5, then on the top of 7.5 you go up by 2 centimeter, 7.5 centimeter actually, then 2 centimeter up. That 2 centimeter is actually for everyone. You go up by 2 centimeter for everyone, then you rule it. You carve out your neck, your back neck. So next thing you check your bust line measurement. Mine is 22 centimeter. From your neck you go down by 22 centimeter. So the next thing is you shift your tape roll up, then you measure from top to where your 22 centimeter stops. So mine is giving me 26. So you measure 26 right from the top, 26 centimeter. Don't forget 26 centimeter. Then from you measure 26 centimeter right across the pattern, because this is going to be a pattern block. This pattern is going to work for both front and back. So the next thing is your neck to waist measurement, your back neck. This measurement is taken from the back. You check my measurement video for how to measure that. Then from your neck you go down by 15 inches. This is inches, 15 inches. That's your back neck to waist measurement. The next thing is from your bust line measurements, you measure down to that 15 inches. Mine gave me 6.25 inches. 6.25 inches. So from instead of measuring from top to 15 inches across the pattern, instead of that I measure from the bust line to the waistline. So that is going to reduce the stress. And you label it. You label your bust line BL. Then right from the bust line you go down by 6.25 centimeter inches, sorry, 6.25 inches. Then you roll across the pattern. You roll across the pattern. You roll across the pattern, then you label it waistline. Waistline. This is your waistline. Then from the waistline you go down by 22 centimeter. That's your hip. 22 centimeter, that's your hip line. This 22 centimeter is actually for everyone. From everyone, you measure 22 centimeter from your waistline. 22 centimeter from your waistline down. That's going to give you your hip line. This is for everybody, both small, medium and big size. always from your waistline. Whatever you get from your waistline, 22 centimeter down, that's your hip line. So the next thing we do is get the midpoint of the neckline and the bust line. Neckline bust line is 22 centimeter. Then the midpoint of the 22 centimeter is 11. Then you measure your 11 and give it a straight ruling. Oh, one more thing, the ruling is not going to be across the pattern. It's going to stop at the middle of the pattern, right? Then the next thing is you measure 3 centimeter right from the neckline, then 3 centimeter from the neckline. Then you take your taper up to that 3 centimeter. Mine gave me 6.5, so you measure your 6.5. You stop at the middle of the pattern, not across it. So then you label your measurements. So the first one is shoulder line, then the second one is back line, shoulder line and back line. So next thing is the back measurements. I'm working with 15 divided by 2 gives me 7.5. Then I'll measure the 7.5 and connect the 3 lines together, which is the shoulder line, the back line and the bust line. So next thing is to rule everything together. Give it a straight ruling. So now we go to the underarm point, the UP, which is 6 centimeter. Measure 6 centimeter. Then we label it UP. So from the back line we come down by 3 centimeter. 3 centimeter. So you take a ruler and you check the midpoint of the distance, then you rule it, then you give it a straight ruling. After the straight ruling, you come up, you measure 3 centimeter outward, then you combine you rule the 3 dots together, the 6 UP, the 3 centimeter and the 3 centimeter under the back. So you join everything together. Then the next thing is the shoulder. My shoulder here is, I'm working with 6 inches shoulder. I measure 6 inches. Then you go outward by 1.5 centimeter, which is the shoulder allowance. 1.5 centimeter. Then you give it a straight ruling. Straight ruling. That 1.5 shoulder allowance is actually for everyone. So you join your armhole together. So next thing is hip measurement. So my hip measurement divided by 4 is giving me 9.5. So next thing is we're going to join the UP. We're going to join the UP and the UP and the hip point together with a straight ruling. Okay, so our back pattern is ready. So we move to the front now. From the bust line we go up by 4 centimeter. 4 centimeter from the BL, the bust line. Then you give it I give it a straight ruling. Then on the same BL I went down by another 4 centimeter. I went down by 4 centimeter. I give it a straight ruling. Okay, so next thing is to label it. The first line is the chest line, which is CHL. The second is bust line, which is BL. Then the third one is true BL, true bust line. So, and my center front. So Then we go to the neck. So the front neck wideness and the back wideness is the same thing, which is 7.5. So we're gonna measure 7.5 here for the front neck wideness and go down by 8 centimeter, 7.5 centimeter, don't forget, and 8 centimeter for the depth, for the neck depth. So, and we rule it. So the next thing is we go down from the top by 4.5 centimeter, 4.5 centimeter from the top. Then we're going to rule it. That is our front shoulder line, front shoulder line. Then the next thing, after rolling it, the next thing is you, from the center front inward, you go inward by 16 centimeter. From the center front, you go inward by 16 centimeter. Now what you're going to do is from the neck point and to the 16 centimeter, you're going to rule, take a straight ruling, and it must pass through the 16 centimeter. So this is our shoulder line. So the next thing is to curve out the neck, to cover the neck. So after curving out the neck, I go to my waist, and to get my dart measurement is I usually use the nipple to nipple, which I call X point. So the X point I'm working with here is 8 inches. So I divide the 8 inches into 2, which is 4. So 4 is my dart. So on the true bust line, I'm going to go up by 2 centimeter, and my 4 inches dart. So I'm going to go to the neck point and measure 4 inches. 4 inches right from the center front. I measure 4 inches from the center front. Then after the 4 inches, I will still go in by 2 centimeter. Right after the 4 inches, right? Measure 2 centimeter right from the 4 inches. Then from the 2 centimeter on the shoulder part to the 4 inches at the above, in between the BL and the TBL. So then my shoulder dart. So my shoulder dart is 8 centimeter. So I'm going to mark 8 centimeter right after the previous marking. After marking the 8 centimeter, I will join this and this together. That's going to be that's for my front shoulder dart. That's my dart. So right after that, I'll go right to my hip. My hip divided by 4 is 9.5. So I will mark it. Then the next thing to do is to measure my back bust line. My back bust line gives me 25 centimeter. 25 centimeter will be minus from my measurement to get my front bust line measurement, right? So my actual bust is 38 inches. I'm going to find the centimeter of 38 inches, which is 96.5 centimeter. 96.5 centimeter divided by 2, which is 48.25 centimeter. So the 25 centimeter I got from back will be minus from 48 0.25 centimeter. Answer is 23.25. 23.25 plus 2 centimeter is 25.25 centimeter. So the 25.25 centimeter will be taken right from center front. So the next thing is to give it a straight line, to join the bust or measure the bust line, the front bust measurement and the front hip measurement together like this. So the next thing to work on is the chest measurement. So my chest measurement divided by 2 gives me 6.75. So 6.75 will be taken right from the chest CHL line. So what I did was that when I measured to that part, I I jumped the dart, then I start my measurement from the other side. So, and this is how I was able to get my 6.75. So the next thing I did was to go to my shoulder line. My shoulder is to get my shoulder. I will start my measurement. I started my measurement right from my neck point. So when I got to the shoulder part, I jumped it. I jumped the dart. Then I continue my measurement again. So I got my measurement. So in other words, whatever measurement I'm taking, I always jump the dart, because I'm still going to cut it off. So measuring it together and me still cutting it off is going to affect my measurement. So the best way is to jump it. So now the next thing to do is to make a straight line down just like this to get your armhole. So next thing is to get the mid part of this shoulder and the chest line. And when you get the mid part, you just go inward by 1 centimeter, just 1 centimeter only. So next thing is just to curve, take your curve ruler and curve it like this. Curve it like this. So the thing to do now is to get the body dart. So here is my this is a block, both the front and the back pattern together. This is front and this is back. So the next thing, take that measurement right from the waist, from what we measure for earlier. You go down. I went down by 15 centimeter from centimeter. Then on the TBL I went down by 2 centimeter, and all this is happening right on the 4 inches that I took earlier. Right now I'm going to combine the 3 dots together to form a straight line like this. So the next thing to do is on the waistline, I'll go in by half an inch. Then on the other side, I'll also go in by half an inch. Then I'll combine everything together to form a dart. Form a dart just like this. Just like this. So the next thing is to come to the waist, to the side, to the waist, and come in by half an inch. So I went in by half an inch. Then I make my ruling. So the next thing is to come to the back and at the center back on the waistline. On the waistline, I went in by 2 centimeter. It is very, very important. At the back, on the waistline at the back, I went in by 2 centimeter. Then on the 2 centimeter, I put my taper on the 2 centimeter, and I'm going to roll it all the way up. But there is something that is very important here. On the back line, the ruler is going to pass through that line, not at the back of it, not at the front of it, but at the back line. So you're going to put your ruler on the 2 centimeter, and it's going to pass through the back line just like this. So you're going to have a space like this, just like this, at the neck part. So this space must be there, or else if it's not there, that means you are doing it wrongly. So the space must be there to give that allowance at the back of the neck allowance. So the next thing is to join the 2 centimeter on the waistline and the hip together like this. So this is what we are going to get if we do it correctly. So to avoid that bucking at the back, that swelling at the back, to avoid it, on the waistline we come down by we come down by half an inch and went up by half an inch. So this is to avoid, this is to control the budging at the back. So now we're going to roll it straight to the waist. Okay, so the next thing is to get the back dart. So how to get the back dart, we divide the back measurement to 4. So mine gives me 3.75, and the next thing to do is to mark our darts from that point, and go up by 30 centimeter right from the dart. Go up by 13 centimeter and go, and I went down by 15 centimeter for the length of my darts. So the thing is, I just did this, I did all these slashes on the dart and those space for illustration. It's not really important for you guys to do it, just so it won't take your time, so you don't have to do all those slashes. So we'll connect the three distance together to form a straight line for our dart. I went in by half an inch and went out by half an inch. Then I connect everything together to form my back dart. And like I said, you don't have to create or to slash yours, because it's going to take a lot of time. So my this thing is ready. My block is ready now. So the next thing I want to do is to take the full waist measurement. So I'm starting from the center front, the CF. So as you can see, I'm trying to jump, I'm trying to avoid the dart. So I don't want to take the measurement with the dart together, because of course it's a dart that we're going to cut off. So I joined the dart, then I joined the allowance, the slash that I did at the side, at the front side is allowance that we are going to cut off. So I jump it, then I get to the back. I start the measurement right from the back, the side, because I've not taken this, I've not measured the allowance at the back. So I took the measurement right to the dart, I jumped the dart, then I measured in between the dart and the allowance at the center back. So I got my measurement, I minus it from the main, I divide my waist into 2, then whatever I got there, I minus it from the amount I get from measuring both the front and back. So which means that the remaining allowance is 1 inch, and that 1 inch I removed it from the back side waist. So if it was more than 1 inch, which is going to be too much, I would have divided it on that side, and a little bit I would have removed it a little bit from the front side. I'm cutting off the excess pattern, so I want to remove my pattern now. So this is my block, guys. This is both the front and back pattern together. So I'm going to be tracing out my pattern. As you can see, cutting off all the excess unwanted all the unwanted pattern. Okay guys, so there is something very, very important here that I would like to let you all know. You see this part, please don't cut it off. Don't cut that part off, because if you do, it's going to affect your neck. So the next thing is there's center back. So please watch me as I'm doing it. You put it on each other, is to eliminate the bulky parts at the back, so to avoid the those bulgy part of the dress, the zipper parts that used to swell up, to eliminate it. So that is why we normally do this. So when it is properly done, your pattern is going to come out just like this. Just like this. It's not hard, guys. You just have to watch carefully and religiously follow the step one after the other. You're going to get it. So our back pattern is ready. So this is how it's going to be at the back. You see how curvy the back looks. So that's how it's going to be. So this is the front, guys. So this is me cutting off, cutting off my front pattern also. So I want to eliminate the shoulder darts now. So what I'm going to do is I have to create a channel at the underarm, I want to transfer, that's the proper word for it. I want to transfer the shoulder dart to the underarm. So what I did was, from the true bust line, I went down by 3 centimeter. Then I'm going to make a rule. I'm going to, from the 3 centimeter right to the under dart, then I will slash it. So I will cut it just and stop just at the under that, so it will be able to, so that this will be able to overlay. So when this overlay, you will see that this place, the underarm, that is going to be open. So then I'm sellotaping it right after. So guys, the next thing to do after this is to go in by 0.75. Go in from the top of my pattern, 0.75 downward. Then I will slash it right to the across the shoulder. The reason is because to avoid your neck parts raising up, the neck parts of the shoulder going up. So if you remove 0.75, it's going to be flattened down to your neck. So this is it. My front pattern is also ready, my friends. This is it. Our pattern is ready. So if there is anything else you want me to try, you want me to teach about, put it in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.